Starting our journey here at the pier, you can see there's a boat coming into the port. This is a fishing pier. You can fish off the jetties out there, and you can also launch small craft. Those bigger ones are being brought in by tug over to the shot of the port we had earlier. Restroom facilities. A shower there if you're mad enough to go swimming in this park. So Bunnings across the road there. We have the yacht club. A bit like Wynyard, it's more of a sailing club. They run sabres here and they sail out there in summer. Have races. Oh, you can see the boat coming, the ship coming in now. Another wood ship container, another wood ship bulk carrier by the look of it. The beach is known as South Burnie Beach. It's not patrolled. That's round outside the foreshore cafe is where you've got the Surf Lifesaving Club. That ship's coming in fairly quickly. We have another section of the coastal walking path. You remember a couple of episodes back in Wynyard. We were walking along that one over there. It does go all the way along the northwest coast, at least as far as Wynyard, and way back to Deloraine. Perhaps not Deloraine, way back to Latrobe. Now behind the breakwater, not very far away from docking at all. Shot of one of the wood chip piles. You can see the equipment there used to move it from one pile to another and then onto the ships. In the foreground there, that long brown line, is a pile of logs. We'll get a closer look as we get nearer. You can see the piles of trunks there ready to be chipped and added to that pile we saw earlier. There's a truck bringing in a new delivery of them. They're mostly plantation growing now, to be chipped and sent to Japan for some reason. They would once have been put through the paper mill here. Well, that got closed down because it was basically too old and inefficient and dangerous. And a lot of recovery work's been going on to rehabilitate things. Closer view of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 odd rows of these plantation grown timbers ready to be chipped and sent off. More than wood chips, of course, that go out of Burnie. Straight Link runs a few ships out of here to Melbourne and then back again. You've got all the other associated industries that come with a port. Wait for the little green man. There we go. They do with the log trucks when they've delivered the logs. They fold them up on themselves so that they're easier to drive down to where they need to collect the next lot of logs. Reasonably busy port, trucks in and out, and you can see the great pile of containers. It's not just road transport, there's a rail yard here as well. Just wait for this oversized forklift to go. It's used for moving the containers on and off. You can see up a bit further on the other side there's some diesel engines and a long line of containers. About 10:30 I think it leaves here for the east, probably Devonport. Cross over this bridge, get across the rail line and into town. You get a shot from up there of the trains and the container park. And you can see in the background one of the hills that surrounds Burnie. Just walk across. See one of those giant forklifts moving one of the containers up onto that great pile. Oh, Fairly specialised work. Oh, he's making it look fairly straightforward, which is a sign of a skilled operator, I guess. Another shot of the train and the container park. See all the pigeons along the top of those containers over there. See the sculpture that caused a fair bit of hoo-ha. Council approved it. People complaining it looked like Macca's chips. I don't mind it. Looks like the wave that you get here, with, being a coastal port. Side of the lines. You can see the train here, ready to rock and roll. Fairly sizable, as you would expect from any port. There's an hotel. If you zoom in there, you'll see it says Bogue's Draft. James Bogue's Draft, no less. Tells us we're in the northern half of the state. Cascades, a Hobart beer that no one drinks up here. We are at the other end of the train. It's a fair length, a couple hundred metres, 300-400. And you can see there's loaders over there. For grain, I'm assuming, but if you know better, let me know in the comments below. Loaders. I assume it's grain in there, because when I was standing across the road waiting for pathology to open the other day, there were literally thousands of birds coming out of the eaves. They look fairly tight from here, but there are openings. They just poured out at dawn. It was an impressive sight. There's the loaders from another angle. And quite a large storage shed. If we look down, see the old Burnie railway station from back in the olden days when they used to have passenger trains in Tassie. This is the walkway that goes round to the walkway I was on in Wynyard. Along the coast mostly. From here on, sort of from Burnie west, it's on the old train lines. Now that they've been concreted over and turned into a bike walking path all the way out to Wynyard. There's the end of that storage facility for grain. Another way there for pumping stuff out. And there's the Tasman Achiever Tube, registered in Melbourne as part of Team Global Express. And it used to be called Toll, but they've changed their name to Straight Link. So that's getting close to the end of the port, but we'll see in a minute. As I said, the old train lines disappear off to the west. So we've come just past the port. We're going to have a look back. As we come down onto the beach, you can see that there are no dogs allowed. It's part of the penguin survival business. And you can see here again the old tracks. And an unused signalling device. Point control. So that would have been to the left or the right on those old lines. That's the ship we've been following in. It's the very beginning of the walk. And that shows you the rest of Burnie Port. Quite extensive. But we've gone from the port into town. There's the foreshore here. We zoom around. Just over there you can see UTAS. And just in front of that is the Penguin Centre, Observatory Centre we looked at in a previous episode. I'll put a link up the top